It's been more than a month since historic flooding devastated the small town of Moffett, Oklahoma.
And tonight, the cleanup and recovery process continue. 5 News reporter Veronica Ortega joins us live in Fort Smith with an update. Veronica.
Erica and Darren, take a look at this. Piles of debris so high they tower over you. They still line the streets of Moffett. Even weeks after the floodwaters receded. Homeowners and renters now relying on volunteers to help them rebuild.
Be careful. If it has orange paint on it, don't step on it.
Calvary Relief is a missionary organization that travels the country helping those impacted by disaster.
We first started doing this part-time, and in 2012 we went to Hurricane Sandy for 2 weeks and came back 3.5 months later and figured that's what the Lord wants to do full-time. So now we live in a trailer and we literally move to wherever we're doing disaster relief, and we stay long-term.
The group does everything from the initial cleanup to rebuilding.
Just the ability to help people who don't seem to have any hope or don't know what they're going to do, and just to mostly let them know that the Lord hasn't forgotten about them.
The founder says he plans to work on one home at a time until the job is done. Also in Moffett, residents like Joshua Burgess are still busy preparing their homes for the next steps.
It's going to be a process, but it'll be hopefully here in the next few weeks or so we can start going back in there and replacing the studs and the seal plates that need to be fixed before we start hanging sheetrock and redoing wiring and all that good stuff.
Burgess says the owner of the company he works for, Crawford Construction, volunteered to help the owner of these 4 properties because he's battling cancer and can't oversee things.
Immediately after the water receded, he got us in here and we went to work. There's about a 10-man crew went to work on stripping all 4 of these houses out, gutting them out, kind of cleaning them out, getting them ready for the next phase of reconstruction.
Moffett still has a lot of work ahead of it, but with the help of volunteers, anything is possible.
Burgess says that it could be months before he can move back into his home, and the pastor of Calvary Relief says they rely heavily on both volunteers and donations. He says both are still needed. Live in Moffett, covering news where you live, Veronica Ortega, 5 News.
Wow. All right. Thanks, Veronica. If you'd like to volunteer or donate to the missionary organization, we'll have those links for you on our website, 5newsonline.com.